All right, welcome to Back to School, the training series on this one is number three. This was our one that we called the marketing plan. So we're going to walk you through prospecting versus marketing, kind of really define what each one of those means. Then we're going to walk you through two tools that we use here at the Freedom Companies to really get yourself organized, having a written marketing plan. In my opinion, should use one or the other. I actually do have some people that use both just as a roadmap. So that'll be up to you. You'll get access to those. They'll be downloaded in this series. We're also going to give you a highlight of some marketing resources, just some things over the years that my clients have been used over the years to market themselves that have been successful. And then we're going to end with dun 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 social media hacks. Yes, marketing plan has to include social media in the day and age that we're at. All right, well, let's get this party started. So those of you that know me or don't know me, let me give you a quick refresher. My name is Drew Demery. I'm the owner of an independent coaching and training company called the Freedom Companies. We actually have four divisions inside our company. It's a coaching, training, events, and we do have some fun, inspirational products that we sell too. I'm a father. I have a 19-year-old daughter in college. I also am a realtor myself, 20 years in the making, and a coach for 10 years. Like I said, we're an independent coaching company and we coach all different brokerages. And so if you're looking to bring a training into your office, we'd love to chat with you about that. If you're a team, if you're a brokerage, or if you're a vendor that wants to provide value to your agent database, then we would be right up that alley. We're in multiple states here in the United States. We also coach in Canada. All right, well, that's my 30-second commercial on me. And if you need anything, just reach out to me, coachingwithdrew@gmail.com. We'll have more contact info at the beginning, at the end. All right, so every entrepreneur really wants, has that spirit and energy to build something, right? That's why you decided to quit the job and get into this crazy real estate industry, right? With the right systems and marketing, that energy can amplify and can be scalable. And sometimes when I see people hit this ceiling of achievement, it really is the lack of systems and specifically the marketing systems that they utilize, because they're great marketers when they're slow or maybe less busy. But when the minute they get heavy in transactions, their marketing goes out the window because they don't have the time. In reverse, if they are not having the business, then they unfortunately don't have the income or the actual budget to market. So we're going to walk ourselves through how we can achieve this in no matter what the system, no matter what the climate, no matter what the market is. A good system shortens the road to the goal. All right, let's get this party started. Let's kind of start to work our way through. So this is Sales 101. I've been in real estate for 20 years. You've probably been in just as long. And if you're not, you probably still know what a sales funnel is, right? You always look at the top of the funnel and think of this almost like catching fish, like this is a net, right? We're going to use prospecting and marketing to catch as many fish as we can. We're going to qualify those leads, convert or nurture them as we go along. And then we'll go into that appointment, and they're going to hire us. We move into transactions and closings, and then we do that post-close system of future referrals. This is your entire business on one slide. And so when I coach and train people and they're either wanting another level of success, or they're frustrated with the way their business is, or they have no time left for their family or their personal life, I dissect each one of these sales funnel links, right? There is somehow a breakdown in one of these five levels inside the sales funnel. And so the more systems you can put in place for all of these five, the easier life is, the more consistent your business is. And really, that's what it's all about here at the Freedom Companies. That's what we work hard every single day to do, our one-on-one coaching, group coaching, or our trainings. It all ends and starts with this funnel. So know that that's the path forward. Know that that is the ultimate kind of the halo that kind of takes us on the journey that we're about to embark. So marketing is talking about prospecting versus marketing. I think sometimes as salespeople, we mix the two, and I want to just have clarity on what that is. Marketing on the left, right? It's a wider reach. It attracts customers to you. It does cost money generally, and it is effective in really hot market conditions, right? In the right side is prospecting. You can read those bullet points to yourself. But at the end of the day, prospecting has to be a heavier lead, right? We got to be heavy with prospecting and we got to wrap it in a bow with marketing. And sometimes I see and hear and experience that real estate agents think that they're prospecting, but in fact, they're marketing, right? Marketing is often people we do not know, and prospecting is often to people we do know. There is certainly some exceptions to the rule, such as prospecting for force away owners, expired, circle prospecting, things like that. But general rule of thumb is prospecting, it's a targeted reach, right? It's not this wide reach that's marketing. But both of those need to have branding. They all both have to be, they are a form of lead generation. And of course, they should increase your sales, right? So before we go into the marketing plan, I did want to walk us through some of the foundational fundamentals of prospecting. It's either a refresher or it's maybe going to hear something different, maybe hear it differently. So it's going to hit a little different today. And hopefully you take some of this into your business so it can thrive heading into the remaining months of this year. First thing that we're seeing across the board, regardless of the production level of agents, is we're not having enough conversations every day. I put this in several different trainings because I can't be redundant enough, right? On average, 10 conversations, 5 people then will say, hey, I think I might want to buy or sell. You and I know that it's not the easiest to buy and sell in this market. Plus, they have to have credit scores, jobs, income, cash in the bank, all the ingredients for the perfect closing, right? So when I'm saying you're not having enough conversations, are you physically having 10 conversations per day about real estate? Now, of course, conversations can be in many forms. Old school method, obviously calling face to face, but now we have text message, direct message, WhatsApp, video messaging. We have a lot of different opportunities, right? So conversations could be a blend of those different touches. But are you tracking that you're having 10 conversations a day? I would bet you that maybe you're having 3 or 4, maybe you're having 5 or 6. This is a domino effect. This is a contact sport. This is a conversation conversion rate, right? In the market we're in, you got to hit the 10 every day, right? It's really not a negotiable thing. And regardless of the goals of your business, you don't hit that, nothing else in that sales funnel is going to get achieved. So no pressure, no diamonds, right? But definitely think about that as you're going into prospecting daily, right? We got to build this massive influence. We got to be in a situation where you got to meet as many people as you can. You got to go all in, right? And talking to those 10 people a day. There's so many people that I coach and I say, hey, are you an introvert or an extrovert? And many of the top salespeople would very honestly say, probably in a closed setting, that they're pretty introverted, that they really don't prefer or enjoy or get energy from chatting with folks every single day. I will tell you that there's this hybrid, which is called an ambivert. An ambivert is really what I think I am, with a lot of salespeople are. It's, that when you gotta perform, when you gotta put your shoes on and get dressed up and go to that party or go to that event, that you're doing that, number one, to create influence, but that is your job, and that's how you're going to be able to connect with some people. Some of you out there that are high, extroverts, you get that energy. You love to be the life of the party. You love to be around lots and lots of people and it just kind of sucks into you like a sponge. But I will tell you, regardless of the type of human you are, in the space that we are, in the industry that we're in, and in the climate that we're in, you have to build massive influence right now. Because I'll tell you, those that are doing that now are going to have much more of an impact in their business, probably double, if not tripling their business into 2025 and 2026. So my challenge to you, what is it, kind of like Bridgerton? This is the social season of the year. You've got to get out. You've got to join more groups. You've got to connect with more people. You got to get out of the house. Unless your spouse partner is buying 4 to 5 houses a month, you need to go find some new humans, right? So be intentional about where you're prospecting with the humans that you are. Because at the end of the day, you got to start hanging out with people who fit your future, not your history, right? The only way we're going to really build up this prospecting gang is you got to hang out with more people. And so we use a system called your bubbles. And so anybody that I coach We go through what they do all day, what they spend their money on, what they spend their time on, what their hobbies are. And so I challenge every single one of my coaching clients to find their 5 bubbles. They tend to overlap, right? We kind of cross sector, intersect in a lot of spaces. So this example, church, dog walking, tennis, craft beer, PTA, right? You've got to figure out what your 5 bubbles are. If you're not having 5 separate bubbles, you got to go expand your horizon. You got to join a church. You got to join the PTA. You got to get back to maybe a hobby that you put on the shelf because you're starting this amazing career, right? I have time and time after that I can tell you these are specific examples of how they made an impact on their business, how they created influence and created prospecting opportunities because they joined one of these things. Dog walking example, have a client, she was walking her dog by herself. It's like, that's not going to work. We need a community of humans, right? These are not solo missions. This is a group effort. She got together a group of dog walkers in her neighborhood. They walk every Friday. And now months and months go by. They are peppering her with questions about real estate. She is their go-to resource. They are giving her referrals, and all because there's a little light switch that changed from dog walking by herself with her dog to a dog walking group that she coordinates and that she consistently feeds and filters in. Tennis, I have another person, I won't go through all these, but I have another person that really loved tennis back in college days. Life happens, kids happen, jobs happen, and she's like, you know what, I'm going to get back on the tennis court. Now she has literally consistently built a tennis club, and she's consistently participating in that and getting referrals consistently. I even have, and I won't, this is my final one. I have a craft beer guy. He loves craft beer, and where he lives has a lot of opportunities to kind of hop around to different breweries. And so he consistently every month hosts like parties and meetup groups for craft beer. And again, it's a way to build community, and it's an opportunity to just find your people. So I challenge you as you continue your prospecting that this is the highest priority. Marketing actually sometimes is fun, it's sexy. I think people often like it. It's a little bit more passive, it's less aggressive, but prospecting always has to lead the way. If there's time left in your schedule when you're not finding business, I mean, when you're not physically taking business, such as appointments, prospecting has to come first. And then secondary has to come marketing. But we're going to transition as we go to marketing, because at the end of the day, when you're prospecting or marketing, you've got to collect data, right? You've got to get new connections constantly added to your database. And if you take any of my training classes on database, you know that I coach you to make it kind of like a vacuum. You got to pull as much information as quickly as possible, because information about your people is the lifeblood of your business, right? So one of the things that we often see is that we have those old school business cards, the paper business cards that we keep on our wallet, our pocket, our purse, and we hand out, right? We meet somebody at the grocery store, we build up the courage to say, hey, I'm a real estate agent. Do you know if anybody wants to buy or sell? Whatever that lingo and conversation is. And then we hand them our my opinion, the kiss of death, the paper business card. They think, oh, okay, great. And then I've been doing this 20 years in real estate sales and also in 10 years in retail sales. Do they call you? Let's be honest. When you hand them the business card and they say, yeah, I'm going to call you, they have every intention of calling you, I think. I think they forget. I think they get distracted. I think they lose the piece of paper. I think it goes in the wash machine and the dryer. So what I would challenge you to do is make sure you're using digital technology to capture this. This is just an example. This is a company called Popl. So when you are sending your digital business card, it's going to pop up and ask them to put their contact information in, name, phone number, email. You're capturing that. It has like a mini like CRM capture system, so you can see if they downloaded it, what they've done with it. And then I would personally recommend you then exporting that or importing that data from Popl into your CRM, right? There's so many of them out there. There's also just simple technology. I know right now iPhones, if you tap both iPhones, if both of you have iPhones together, the kind of swap contact cards, you get their contact, I get yours, right? Back and forth. I do have some clients, real estate agents that are bold and they can really take the bull by the horn. I love that, where they say, hey, let me grab, I don't have any business cards on you, but let me put my contact information in your phone. And with permission, they grab their phone, go into the contact, add their name information, and guess what? They now just create an opportunity where they've inputted their data. And then they say, hey, just text me real quick. And then we both have each other's contact information. So you got to build up what comfort level you're doing that. But I think you've got to remember to connect and always collect. You've gotta always do that, because you could be prospecting your butt off. You could be going to networking events, parties, grocery stores, door knocking, all the things. And if you're not collecting, it falls flat. Okay. All right. So let's get to the order of the day. And one of the things that I'll tell you is that there's so many different ways to have a marketing plan. And the only way that it's going to work is if you actually do it. I'm going to say that again. There's many, many ways to have a written marketing plan, but the only way it's actually going to work or implement is because you're going to put it in action, right? So we're going to walk through two tools that we consistently use here at the Freedom Company. First one's called a GPS, and then we're going to use what we call a quarterly marketing plan. They are essentially the same thing. They cosmetically, they visually look very different, but the framework or the mind mapping that you have to do to get the written data in there is pretty much the same. So it's going to be up to you on what tool and resource you use. I often see people sometimes using both, kind of just cognitively, so they can kind of get their inspiration and get things going. But it is a roadmap that's written that needs not live in your computer. It has got to be printed out. It's got to be visually seen. You got to use it daily. Check. There's so many data points that say when you check off something on a list on a physical piece of paper, that those endorphins in your brain that says you're winning, right? So don't let it live inside your computer, even though I'm giving it to you digitally. So the first one is the GPS. If anybody's ever gone to a goal planning class, this is pretty much my 1.0. This is just a standard. This is just standard principle that I use a GPS. I use a GPS for like literally everything. My kid went to college. I use a GPS. I had a fitness plan where I wanted to lose 50 pounds, which I did. I use a GPS. This could be used for marketing. This could also be used for just systems overall, just some things you want to tighten up in your business. This could be used as lead sources. So example, maybe priority 1, which we'll go into, is maybe open houses. Priority 2 is database. And priority 3 is social media, right? So you can slice and dice this. It's clean, it's simple. It's not overwhelming, and a lot of people like this tool. So I'm going to break down the framework of what the tool is, and then I'm actually going to give you and show you some samples of what a GPS is. So I literally have had people that said, I love this GPS, the sample you're giving me. I'm going to use it like slice it like butter, right? I'm going to use it, right? So that's up to you. I'm also going to give you a blank copy so you can kind of mind map and decide what it is. I'll tell you, every single person that I coach with on 101, we start with this tool. We literally start with a blank dry erase board, one-on-one, and we mind map all the ideas they have for their business, some strategies they have, some marketing things they have, some systems that they want to work on, to tighten up. And at the end of the day, they become like puzzle pieces, and we plug this into the GPS. So the GPS, it is really simple. G stands for goal, P stands for priorities, and S stands for strategies. Just like a GPS that you're driving your car. The cool thing about the GPS tool is there's going to be barriers. There's going to be roadblocks in life. And at the end of the day, this is going to allow you to pivot. We only do them in 12-week cycles. Over the years, we used to do them longer, but actually post-COVID, pre-COVID, right when COVID was happening, we started to realize that the farther you go into your GPS plan, the more off track you got, because life changes, real estate changes. It's a 60, 90-day cycle. So a lot of us, so we do 4 GPSs a year. So every 12 weeks, we have a conversation, we mind map, say, hey, what did we accomplish the last 12 weeks? Do we need to carry anything over into our GPS, or do we want to start fresh with some new strategies, new ideas, right? Comes from a book that I'm pretty passionate about. If you've never read this book, you have to, because it will change your life for beyond business. It's a great example of that. We give up too easily on our goals, personal, financial, physical, like all the things, right? So the 12-week year, make sure you download it or Audible. It's a great book, worth the read 100%. Right? Goal, priorities, strategies. there's, I always say that in this example, it's kind of like three different cakes. So priority one, the strategies are the ingredients of that cake. Priority two, the strategies are that second cake and third cake. So you kind of get my gist, right? So the priorities sometimes are the strategies, and sometimes the strategies are the priority. That's why I would coach you to, on a piece of paper, on a dry erase board, map things out. And I'll give you more clarity specifically as to what it looks like specifically, like very specific things, because strategies have to be quantitative, meaning it needs to say 5 phone calls, mail out 25 letters. It needs to be very specific. Think of it like a grocery list, right? Think of it an example that, you know, if it says eggs, how many eggs? 12 eggs. All right, I need you know, I need fruit. Well, what type of fruit? Apples, and I need 6 apples. Strategies have to be very, very, very specific. Nothing broad stroke, nothing general, very specific. Does that make sense? I I always kind of give the reference of this, which I wanted to alluded to just a minute ago, is I want you to think back. Have you ever went to the grocery store without a list? I know I have, right? And so that is so much what happens in the real estate community when we don't have a written marketing plan. We're just like ourselves in the grocery store. We're walking down the aisle, wasting time, putting things in our cart we do not need. So we're spending money we don't need to be spending. We're going back and forth in the aisles because we forgot what we really needed to get. And then at the end of the day, we check out, and gosh darn it, some of the things that we probably should have had on our list that we knew were out of, we completely missed the mark. I often see real estate agents, business professionals not having a written marketing plan. Is just like us wandering in the grocery store. And so when we look up 6 months, 8 months, 10 months out of the year, and we go, my gosh, I've spent so much on marketing and none of it's working. Or, oh my gosh, I have business, but I don't know where it came from because we're not tracking the sources where it come from. The GPS tool is literally nothing more and nothing less than a simplified grocery list. It is nothing more than a simplified list of priorities for your marketing business. And so if you use it in a simple form, it will get accomplished. There's time and time, book after book, study after study, that when you make a system so complicated, your brain shuts down. So that's why many people like this GPS tool, because it can be used so effectively in your marketing. And as you build momentum in every 12-week cycle, you can tweak it and modify it. All right. The last thing connected to the 12-week year book is we need to reward ourselves. We got to have that carrot and stick mentality. And sometimes when we have these big dreams of like retirement or buy the car or pay off the debt, it's so far out of reach, we feel like we can't climb the mountain to achieve that. So anything that you're going to do in the GPS, there is a section on the bottom where it says a reward. And at the end of the 12 weeks, when you hit your priorities, you accomplish your strategies, you're going to make it happen and you're going to earn that reward. I personally and psychologically want it to be something that's a physical object, right? I'll give you an example. One year I had a GPS. In a 12-week cycle, I hit my goal and I purchased a watch. Now, every time I wear that watch, it anchors, it connects the fact that I achieved that goal. And so not only do I have this beautiful watch, I also have this mindset and this connection that I kicked butt, I hit my goal, and I rewarded myself. Sometimes we reward our family. Sometimes we do it as a restaurant or a bottle of wine. And I think those consumable things sometimes we just don't remember them. And so I wanted you to anchor your reward in something that it doesn't have to be expensive even. It just needs to be an object or something. When you look at it, you can say, that was because I kicked butt. I created this marketing plan. I implemented the activities and I rewarded myself because I'm a rock star, right? It's just an idea. So you're going to get access to these. I'm going to send these to you, but let me just give you a sneak peek at some of them. So there's 6 of them. This is an example of one. Let me zoom in here. So focus on seller leads, right? So that's priority 1. We're going to deliver 5 equity reports or CMAs every week. We're going to call 100 people a week or 20 conversations a day. Then we're going to send golden letters, which golden letters, if you've looked at other trainings, it's people that are potentially looking to sell, to solicit, and then 2 social media posts per week, specifically for seller leads, right? And then on my reward is I'm going to purchase a new suit for myself, right? Then it talks about open houses. Then it talks about specifically database. Every single thing in here is a checklist. Build my database to 350. Did I do it or did I not? Check it off. Did I put quality tags and type tags on all my contacts? Did I do it or did I not, right? Did I call the 100 people per week? Did I deliver the 5 things? Just like a grocery list, it is a checklist of sorts to talk about marketing, right? So there's so many different examples. I'm going to give all of these to you. You can slice and dice, use some of the ones that I have. Here is the blank one that you'll be able to kind of morph and modify with yours. But that is the gist of this amazing first tool. And I hope that you find it inspiring. I hope that you find it to be easy to use, because I can tell you years and years of me using it, coaching clients using it, it's just an amazing opportunity to use this as a roadmap for your marketing. All right, we're going to transition to the second one. I love this one because if you are someone that wants to create a budget, if you want to have timelines, then this might be your cup of tea. This might be your tool, or you might use it as a hybrid. Maybe use the 12-week year and this 12-month one. But I will email both to you and use that, right? So the cool thing is it's in spreadsheet form, so it's easy to see. You can see across the board, the color coding is by quarters, or AKA 12 weeks. This line here, a lot of people, like, you can add a line here and you can actually put your budget, right? So that would be great, because if you're like, hey, I want to see how much some of this costs, like Pop Idea, or what we call VIP gifts. This is a bottle of wine and it's connected to a copy of the closing disclosure from the previous year, right? So maybe it's $10 a bottle of wine. You had 20 closings. You do the math, right? And it's, what is that, $200, right? So that is your choice. The cool thing is then at the end of the day, you can add up your budget. You can see what marketing you need to spend. So this one's a great one. The cool thing about this is this literally gives you a whole year at a glance. I will tell you, if you're kind of easy to get overwhelmed, I would just go in quarters that you're currently in and then work your way through, right? So we're currently in like the July, August, September space. And so maybe I'm going to prep October, November, December. And then, and of course, I put some ideas in here. You don't have to do them, right? So reasons to call, pop by gifts, video text messages, what the topic is. Are you doing a client event? You see, I don't do them every month. Social media focus, business to business endorsement mailer. So your top 100, I call your top 100 people in your database that you should be mailing monthly to. Maybe you're not going to mail a monthly. Maybe your budget is quarterly, right? That, again, is up to you on that. Okay. So I wanted to give you that option as well, because I definitely see people use that as an opportunity to kind of roadmap things. This is also just a simple tool for social media scheduling. We will get into that in a little bit more, but I wanted you to see that resource and tool in there as well. Okay. So I want to now get into some fun parts of marketing. So marketing, there's so many resources out there. I think we're all trying to be more efficient. I think we're trying to be creative, make it look nice, and stay within a reasonable budget. So I'm going to walk you through some of the things that we use or our clients use. There is a company called Elevated Agent. It has hundreds of Canva templates, everything from social media posts to checklists to listing and buyer presentations to even packets for soliciting investors or new construction. It's crazy how many things that they have in there. So literally you can kind of work your way through and you'll see all of these great things. All the cool things load right into your Canva account. So if you're not the most creative in marketing and you are worried or concerned about consistency of brand as far as colors and things like that, this is a great resource. It's really reasonable. I mean, anywhere between like a $7 download to a $35 download. You have full rights, full access to change and modify it with your face, your colors, your logos. So Don't reinvent the wheel. Use somebody else's ideas and creativity, and you literally have a built-in marketing person by using this website. I want to kind of lay the foundation of these are some of the things that we honestly see our clients that are successful at a high level do every month to market themselves. These are the top 5 things that if I'm going to tell you, hey, you need to do these consistently to just build that base of marketing in addition to prospecting, this is what it is. I think it's self-explanatory, but I repeat myself often that home anniversary clients, past clients, not rocket science, but pull your past clients, send them a handwritten note or a card that says happy home anniversary. Easiest way is to just tag and catalog them in your CRM. If you absolutely don't do that, you can pull it through your MLS. But basically, the 25th of the month, you set a reminder, pull that next month, get those cards out before the first of the month, move on with your life. Same with client birthdays, similar concept, catalog, pull them through your CRM, or try to do your best to build those so in an easy format so you can mail those out. Top 30 VIP gifts. This is marketing, and sometimes we think it's prospecting, but VIP gifts are often maybe called pop buys by other coaching companies. I often see they're overused, and honestly, the quality of who you're handing them to is not being monitored well enough, right? So we coach people to have what we call a tag in their CRM for the top 30. These are A plus and A clients. A plus is going to be a client that has given you multiple referrals in the year, or an A is at least giving you one. This is the cream of the crop, the VIP, right? So you're going to take that top 30, break that apart, do 10 per month, January 10, February, different 10, March, different 10, you get the gist, right? That's something you're doing as marketing. It's an opportunity to say, hey, remember me. I appreciate you. Mailings are not dead. Direct mail is being used more than ever. It attracts more sellers than buyers, which, hello, we need sellers, we need listings, right? So identifying your top 100 in your database, again, A plus and A would be ideal. Some people don't have enough of the A plus and A, then you're going to go into what we call the B category, right? A plus is the multiple referrals, A is one referral, and B, they've not given you a referral, but you think there's the potential to, right? So it's not just handing it out to your past clients. You got to really be analytical and think through the psychological. Do they have the intention? Do you think their personality, their DNA is built to future referral you, right? Email newsletter, again, underutilized. I don't know why, because it's free. Whether you're sending it out through a Constant Contact or a MailChimp, or you're sending it through your CRM, a newsletter needs to go out every single month. And if you're using that previous tool, this one, they have email templates that are beautiful that you can pop right into your CRM graphic. So you don't really have an excuse not to send something out. We all know that the email open rate's roughly about 25, 30%. So let's say you send it to your entire database. Yeah, not everyone's going to see it, but those that do, connect it with Mindshare in addition to all these additional other marketing techniques that you're doing. So this is a do every month marketing plan. This would be, these items, these ingredients would be perfect for that 12-week GPS. These are the strategies that you would put in that example. So you can see it kind of cross-pollinates over to those tools and resources. Just want to continue to inspire you and have you stretch your brain a little bit. So let's say you want to market to a neighborhood, or you want to market to an open house, and you want to make some phone calls and some emails. So Mojo is one that I found that's pretty reliable. It's about 70, 75% reliable. I think the data comes from the Census Bureau, so it obviously that is dependent upon as it gets updated. It also provides access to their names, their phone numbers, their email, and their address, but it scrubs it against the do not call list. So even just the most simplest neighborhood search, which you see kind of on the screenshot here, I think it's like $50 a month. You can then pull that data, right? So if you're marketing to a neighborhood, maybe you got a new listing, maybe you are marketing an open house, whatever it may be, you now have the opportunity to potentially use these phone numbers, and you also have some emails. Not all of them have emails, but obviously it's connected to the Census Bureau, so whatever they got is what they're going to give you. So it's month to month. So maybe you pull this and you try this and you like it and you enjoy it. I've had many people have success with that. There's other ones out there, right? There's RedX, there's LandVoice, there's a lot of other ones. I find Mojo cost effective, easier to use, and a lot of my clients used it to pull marketing data. Then we get into kind of an automated call system. If you use Mojo, you'll see that there's phone numbers here. We then kind of coach people to then upload it into what we call Slide Broadcast. The cool thing about Slide Broadcast is that they're pre-recorded messages. You can upload that phone list, and then it'll schedule a voicemail. The cool thing, reason why it's called Slide Broadcast, is that it goes out and the recipient, the consumer, sees it as a missed call. You can identify and put your cell phone number or whatever number you want as caller ID. And they're going to do one of two things. They're going to listen to your voicemail, which is pre-recorded. So you're going to say, please come to my open house, da da da, or hey, we're looking for listings because we have active buyers in your neighborhood. So pre-recorded message, or they're going to physically call you back because it does happen. You got to be on your A game to be able to answer that call and basically re-record or regurgitate the script of that voicemail. But it's a way to do it. It's cost effective. It's like 10 cents a voicemail. So 20 bucks gets you a long way. Here's a referral code. I think you get 100 credits if you pop that in there. You can sign it up. It's technically quote free, but then you have to have like almost like old school calling cards. You got to build in some credits. Pretty easy to do. It's very great when you're marketing using leverage like this. Farming touches. So if you're gonna use this, make sure you're ready for the phone calls. Make sure you have, in my opinion, the script of this recording needs to be organic. It needs to be natural. It needs to be less salesy, right? It needs to be more conversational. And nobody likes to hear a voicemail that sounds like they're in a call center, right? All right. Marketing 101, we know that direct mail is important. These are two companies that we see that honestly, they do a good job. Wise Pelican is a company, they have pre-done postcards. You can upload your own postcards, design it yourself. We also have Postcards Plus. They're a great option. There is a system right here. I don't know if you can see this drop-down menu. It's called EDDM. Every Door Direct Marketing. And the cool thing about that is that when you use that system, it pulls the addresses for you, it prints the postcard for you, and then mails it out for you. All of it's done, right? So you're paying maybe a little bit more, but literally you upload or use a postcard that you want, it will automatically print the label, print the stamp, mail it out for you. It's done already, right? So it's literally that easy. So rather than stamping them yourself, you also get like a bulk discount, things like that. But it also is a way to filter it. Maybe you don't want to mail postcards to people that have owned their house for only 1 or 2 years, right? Because the likelihood of them selling is very low. So you're going to weed those people out of that list. So it's got a lot of cool features. Those are two options. Let me know if you have others. I'd love to add those, but these are something consistently we're seeing coaching clients use. And at the end of the day, marketing is about efficiency. Rough estimate of pricing, you really need to be 80 cents to $1 is roughly where we're at per piece. I don't see the need or desire or even the implementation of a higher level of pricing there. I don't see the return on that. I know stamps price has gone up recently, so it's a game you got to play in marketing to find the balance between quality and pricing with your printing. But those are some examples that I wanted to send your way. And the number one pet peeve I get direct mail every single day from real estate agents. I look at promotional things that agents are sending out because I'm coaching them individually. You've got to make sure all of these postcards, flyers, letters, whatever method you're sending them via mailbox, it has to be sticky. I don't know if you do the same thing, but every time I get the mail, I literally go towards the trash can. I hover over the trash can and I make a decision, trash or keep, trash or keep. We want them to keep your stuff, right? You spent $1 a piece or you spent time and energy creating this beautiful product for them to market to them. You need to make sure it's sticky. So when you're looking at generic content on social media or on the internet, make sure that you are adding things to your postcards, flyers that are going to be local or going to be something that they would keep of value. Local things to do, right? Maybe it's a football schedule at the local high school. Coupons for your local businesses. Maybe you're partnering with a vendor and they're going to offer $25 off leaf blowing services for the fall if you use coupon code Drew to do so, right? Promotion for real estate services. Maybe you're giving a $250 home improvement credit just for the month of August. If you do a listing consultation with me, we'll put $250 towards improvements such as, power washing the house or cleaning the carpet. Even the old school stuff. I literally remember getting recipe cards from a realtor right back in the day. And why did they do that old school stuff? Is because they wanted you to keep it in your junk drawer and remember the realtor. So you have to figure out what's right, what's not cheesy, and what's really connected to your audience and your database. But I don't want to see anything go out in the mail without something that's going to be sticky. So they hesitate. They think about, you know what? Let me stick that up on the fridge. Let me stick that on the junk mail. Let me keep this for the future, right? So think about that constantly when you're marketing things. I can't specify or intensify that enough. Also, things that we're seeing consistently in marketing, kind of the faux pas or the challenges of what realtors do is you move stuff around too much, right? Once you build a template for marketing, this is just a generic example, keep your branding consistent. If this is your name, logo, and tagline, keep it consistent, right? Don't switch it around. Don't move it to the left, to the right, to the bottom, to the side. Keep it wherever you put it, right? Sticky, we talked about. Highlighting your real estate success is very important, especially with sellers. They want to see results. They want to see that you're actually in the game and you're knocking it out of the park. Always, always add something local, whether it's days on market or a fun festival, whatever it is. The last thing is you need to make it easier for them to contact you. Yes, your name, your phone number, your website is there, but honestly, people are getting lazier and lazier to connect. So what if you used a QR code that goes directly to maybe your Calendly or You Can Book Me schedule? Maybe there's an opportunity where they can just zap that barcode and they can reach out to you, in an email or in a text. Sometimes they don't want to call you right away because they're still processing if they're even interested in using your services. They're going to do a little bit of stalking, a little research before they do that. So make contacting you as easy as possible. Okay. All right, we're rocking and rolling. So social media hacks. So everybody's on social media, or if you aren't, you should be. This is a marketing strategy. Sometimes I hear and think that people in the real estate space that this is prospecting. The only kind of overlap to prospecting with social media is if you're physically having conversations in their DMs, direct messages, comments, maybe, but direct posts or reels or stories, that's marketing. That's nothing more than a digital business card or a digital postcard or a digital billboard on the side of the road, right? So this is 100% marketing, needs to be done, needs to be scheduled, needs to be strategic, but get in, get out, because prospecting has to be the highest priority, right? So let me just go through some hacks: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. TikTok, interesting. Demographically, it definitely is. The age group is a younger age group. There's many conflicting situations where I think some people think that it's a waste of time because of the age group. They're renters and they're not purchasers. But I have some clients that are killing it on TikTok, physically get leads from it. So you got to kind of see what your demographic is, where you're going to target your audience. If you're looking demographically, Facebook definitely is the age group of the highest probability of home ownership. Instagram is sliding into that more. There's definitely studies. Actually, I was looking at Census Bureau on age. Really, we're in like the peak boom of the 30-year-olds, just kind of like the baby boomer era. Like there's more 30-year-olds, 30 to 40, 35, 40 years old, right in that cusp, than ever before in the history of our US population. And if we're honest, the 30-year-olds hang out on Instagram, right? And so I think in any marketing, and if you watch this video 5 years from now, it's going to change, right? So you got to be really consistently trying to find where the people are and then market to where they are. Meet them where they are, right? So if it's on Facebook, do it. If it's on TikTok, yes. If it's on Instagram, go for it. But again, you've got to constantly keep educating yourself on the newest trends, and it changes like daily, right? So we coach all of our clients to keep it simple, and basic scheduling is 4 posts a week on your business related content. We see a lot of people posting it on their personal pages versus their business pages. Business pages, obviously, that the intention of it. But people hang out more on their personal pages. So you got to find a mixture, obviously, to stay compliant with the platform and, of course, your audience. But we want to see a simple breakdown of like what are, again, mind map it out, and what are going to be the 4 posts for the week. Then you have to add personal content once a day. And anybody I coach, I talk to, like, pick your kind of 3 or 4 things. It doesn't have to be your whole life. You don't have to open Pandora's box and show them everything you're doing every minute of the day. But maybe you're posting your dogs. Maybe if you're comfortable posting your kids, maybe you're posting architecture. Maybe you're a horse person, so you're equestrian stuff. Maybe you are a plants person and you love gardening and plants. You got to show your personality, because remember, marketing is connected to liking you, trusting you, and remembering you as a real estate professional. The likability comes from the personal connection. When they see a post and they resonate with you, they feel like they know you at a deeper level. They feel like they connect with you and they relate to you, right? They can see, it's kind of like a mirror they can see back, right? So one thing we're going to say with marketing on social media: 4 posts minimum. And posts, it could be reels, posts, stories. Don't get bogged down. Do what you feel like is the best bang for your buck in time and energy. But at the end of the day, minimum bar 4 per week, 16 per month related real estate content. And then you're going to need to at least post once a day on personal. And you may feel this is overwhelming, but maybe build it up. Maybe you start 2 a week, maybe you get to 3. We call those stair step goals. Often when you're looking at a book called Atomic Habit, it's 1% better, right? So if this is intimidating, work your way up, but you got to get there to stay current with what the marketing trends are. These are just some ideas and some inspiration on video. We know video is alive and well, but I also know real estate agents, I don't know why, but when you turn on that camera, it's like, I don't know, like you're being in a firing range. You just freeze up, right? So these are some 5 ways to spice up your social media using video. Let followers see your true self. Example, right? Humor is a huge one, right? Um, Really showing and opening up your personality is really good. Being consistently doing that, just not a random one. Again, once or twice a week. Share your real estate knowledge, right? They want to trust you, so you got to show them. You got to do concise content around education. There's tons of examples out there. Top ways to list your property with me, top ways to price properties, top ways to get the best negotiation in today's market. Also, hyper local things, right? Local happenings, local restaurants, new city projects, right? Make sure you're the resource, you're the local expert. You've got to map through this. Show proof of success, right? Testimonials, awards, recognition, certifications, anything like that. And final one is agent BTS. We call that behind the scenes. I think it's because of COVID, but literally the consumer wants to see the nitty gritty. They don't want to see the Hollywood glamour of what real estate is perceived to be, that, we drive nice cars and we have 3-hour lunch breaks. No, we are literally vacuuming and washing countertops down, and we're schlepping in the mud, putting signs up, right? We're staying up late doing market analysis for people. We're writing offers, right? So these pictures don't need to be glamorous. They need to be in the real life, and that behind the scenes footage is really helpful. So if you're using this, these can also be used in your GPS, your 12-week GPS. These can also be connected to the 16 posts that you're doing in social media. I hope you start to see that all the content we're talking about today is like a chain link fence, right? Each one is linked together, right? You can use the 12-week GPS. You could use the spreadsheet, which is ultimately your annual marketing plan. You can use these social media hacks as a blueprint. So when you're feeling stunted, you feel like you don't have ideas, you feel like you don't have a path in marketing, hopefully this inspires you to really connect and build content. Last couple things connected to our marketing plan, specifically with social media, is you gotta check your eyeballs. You gotta see how many people are actually looking at your stuff. Just like in the world of sales, a database, you gotta see the size of the database and build that up. One of the things I'll tell you is you gotta make sure you gotta really keep an eye on your Facebook and Instagram friends and followers, right? We want to constantly set goals. So if you're at 1,000 followers, maybe you're gonna add 50 this month. You gotta constantly be adding this up, just like a database, just like contacts. You got to keep, so you have to have a monthly increase goal, right? And again, that should be connected inside your marketing plan. That should be constantly be tracked and monitored. Okay. And at the end of the day, what is marketing about? It's about building this fortress around your whole business. Literally, it's like a moat, that was a river, the moat around that castle, right? The three things that strengthen your moat, right, to make you really shine in the market that we're in and the market that we're going into, is you have to have a consistent prospecting plan. We talked about that at the beginning of the session. You got to be consistent hitting your 10 a day. You've got to be consistently adding people to the database and pulling contact information, not handing out those old school business cards. You got to be consistent with a marketing plan using a 12-week GPS or the annual spreadsheet. You pick one, you use it as a roadmap, print it, and you check it off as the month progresses, right? And final, which cannot be emphasized enough, you must have an attitude of endurance to keep attracting new leads daily. Marketing is a magnet. Marketing is an opportunity for you to shout to the rooftops to people you don't know, most likely, and some that you do know, that you're the truest, best option out there in the marketplace. And as the market shifts and change, I definitely predict, and we're already seeing some real estate professionals getting out of the market, going back to the JOB. But you, if you're watching this, listening to this, you probably are an entrepreneur just like me, and you're in it to win it. You're here for the long haul. And marketing is a long-term strategy. It's what I call the slow burn of the business, right? So you got to build these systems. You got to take these marketing plans and you got to execute and learn what's working, what's not, what's cost effective, what's waste of money. That just comes with repetition and time. But hopefully this inspires you to use a marketing plan, get it in written format, use it, use it, use it. So today's session was a marketing plan. We have, of course, a total of 4 sessions brought to you in this back to school session series: seller leads, database, marketing, and then lead generation. If you want any of these content downloads, please we have access to those. Just simply get the payment link set up, and those will be emailed to you individually. If you want all 4 of them, we actually have that bundle package, which saves you about 21 bucks. And you'll get all 4 content downloads, presentations, and recordings, all the good stuff, tons of data, tons of opportunity to grow and thrive for the remainder of the year. And I'm going to end with this. I always talk about this. The coaching and training really has it's just 2 different food groups, right? Training, you go to this training, hopefully you implement it, hopefully you download and use the resources. But at the end of the day, there's no one holding you accountable, right? So coaching is a little bit different. We actually break this stuff down. We go over the GPS with you. We bi-weekly make sure you're implementing them at a high level. So if you think it's time for a coach, I'm ready to have that conversation with you. We have a breakdown on the screen. Blitz is a 2-week program. It's a little kick in the butt just to get you going. Group coaching is a 8-week program. You need to have at least 6 people in that program. It's $200 a month, so it's $400 total, billed twice. If you have an admin, we'd love to coach and train them in alignment with you. One-on-one is our most popular. This is at a discount. Normally it's $495, but because you're provided training, we want to say a thank you to you and offer $100 off of one-on-one coaching. And leadership is multiple businesses. So if maybe you have 2 or 3 different other side hustles or multiple businesses, or maybe you're leading a real estate team, that would be your cup of tea there. At this point, I'd love for you to please pull out your phones, scan this QR code. This goes directly to our Google review page for the Freedom Companies. That is where most of our people find us. They Google real estate agent, coach, and they find us. We have over 300 5-star reviews. I would really appreciate 1 or 2 sentences of maybe something you got out of this training, inspiration, motivation. It really keeps me going as a coach to hear from you. And the final thing, you see my name, my contact information. I am pretty easy to contact, right? Call or text that phone number there, email me, let's start the conversation. We can have a discovery call that's free via Zoom. We'll walk through some of the tools and resources that we use on a regular basis with our coaching clients that have seen massive success. And at the end of the day, my final recap of this session is marketing and prospecting are the lifeblood of your business, right? We talked about prospecting has to be the heavier leaning portion of your time. Marketing needs to be more automated, more systematic, and more consistent. And at the end of the day, we flash forward to 2 years from now, you implementing these marketing plans, these marketing tools. I'm a betting person. I have no doubt that your business will increase because it's consistent, it's building brand, and at the end of the day, marketing is always the three things I talked about, right? It's they have to like you, they have to trust you, and they have to remember you're in real estate. So thanks for joining me. I really appreciate the opportunity to coach and train with you. If you have any questions about this training or any others we offer, I'm only a phone call or a text away. Thank you so much. Have a great day.